Good morning, students. Now, this is a lecture on glass, and in this we will discuss about what is glass, what are the properties of glass, preparation, and we will also start with the types of glasses. Now, what is glass? Glass is an amorphous, hard, brittle, transparent, supercooled liquid of infinite viscosity. Why it is amorphous? When it breaks into powder. It is hard, it is brittle, it breaks into pieces. It is either transparent or translucent, and it is not a true solid. It is a supercooled liquid of infinite viscosity. Now, how it is obtained? It is obtained by fusing a mixture of sodium carbonate, calcium carbonate and sand, and its general representation is XR2O, YMO, 6SiO2, where X and Y are whole numbers. R is a monovalent alkali metal like sodium, potassium. M is a bivalent metal atom like lead, calcium, zinc. The ordinary type of glass is soda lime glass, which is represented as Na2O, CaO, 6SiO2. So basically glass is nothing but they are silicates of monovalent and divalent metals. Now, what are the physical properties of glass? It is amorphous. All of you know what is amorphous. It is not a crystalline solid. It is generally transparent and it is insoluble in water. It is hard. It is a mixture. Hence, it does not have a definite melting point. Glass is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. It is brittle. When it is subjected to mechanical jerks or vibrations, it breaks into pieces. It has a very high viscosity, greater than 10 raised to power 13 foils. It can incorporate. If you want, you can make the glass colored. So for that, coloring matter is incorporated in glass. Glass is a vitrified product. That means it is non-crystalline. However, if you cool it very slowly, then there might be some crystals. Crystal formation might take place, and that is called devitrification of glass, which is a negative quality of glass and it is not desirable in glass. Now, what are the chemical properties of glass? It is inert to all acids, does not react with acids, only HF, that is hydrofluoric acid, reacts with silicates. Now, what is the reaction? Sodium silicate reacts with hydrofluoric acid, gives you sodium fluoride plus SiF4 plus water. Similarly, calcium silicate also reacts with hydrofluoric acid. Rest of the acids do not react with glass. Ordinary glass, it does not react with acids, but it is readily attacked by alkalis and it is not attacked by air or any other oxidizing agent. So it is comparatively inert in nature, except that it is attacked by hydrofluoric acid, which is not a very common acid. Now, how is glass manufactured? There are 4 steps of manufacturing of glass. First is melting, second is forming and shaping, third is annealing, and fourth is finishing. And before all these steps, you have to prepare the raw material also. So that is powdered and mixing. So that is the first step, powdering, grinding and mixing of raw materials. Then we come to melting, forming and shaping, annealing and finishing of raw materials. So first, the raw materials like limestone, silica, soda ash, they are finely powdered and they are mixed together, and this mixture is called a batch. Now this batch, it is fed into a pot or tank furnace and it is heated there at 1800 degrees Celsius. Now what are the reactions involved? Now here we have considered the example of soda glass, whose general formula was Na2O So for that, Na2O comes from Na2CO3, CaO comes from limestone, and silica comes from sand. So for soda glass, these are the reactions. Sodium carbonate reacts with silica, gives you sodium silicate and carbon dioxide is given out. Calcium oxide on heating changes to calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide, and this calcium oxide will react with silica to give you calcium silicate. So what you get is a molten mass. So this molten mass is gradually cooled, and after cooling, this gradual cooling of glass is called annealing of glass. After gradual cooling, it is grinded, there is polishing, cutting, sandblasting, and the final finishing of glass is done. Now this is the tank furnace. You can see that a mixture of air and fuel gases is supplied here, and the gases, they burn in the top portion. Then besides this you have then we get molten glass, and the flue gases, that is the unburned gases, they come out from the other side. Now, after this, I am not dealing in detail with it. I have just given you a brief description. Now, there are some other things also, like annealing of glass, which is very important. It is the gradual cooling of glass, which is done either in annealing chambers or annealing layers. Where glass, if you cool it rapidly, then in that case, what will happen is, it will develop stress. So gradual cooling of glass is done, and when you cool the glass gradually, it is stress free, and then we can very easily, it is durable also. Now when we come to types of glasses, these are the different types of glasses. You have soda glass or soft glass, you have potash glass or hard glass, lead glass or flint glass, borosilicate glass or pyrex glass, aluminosilicate glass, optical glass, safety glass, toughened glass, wired glass, glass wool, silica glass, polycrystalline glass, neutral glass, photochromatic and insulating glass. All these things are there. Then after that, we will be discussing the different types of glasses, the properties and uses of these glasses. Now soda glass, the raw materials are silica, calcium carbonate and soda ash. The approximate composition is Na2O, CaO, 6SiO2. Now it melts easily, it is resistant to devitrification, that means the crystal formation does not take place in this glass. It is resistant to water, however it is easily attacked by acids. Now what are the uses of this glass? It is used in window glasses, electric bulbs, plates, glasses, bottles, jars, cheap tablewares where temperature resistance and chemical stability is not required. So this is like not of a very good quality. So wherever high temperature resistance and all those things are not required, there we use this kind of glass. Now potash glass, in this we have silica, calcium carbonate and sodium carbonate is replaced by potassium carbonate. So its approximate composition is K2O, CaO, 6SiO2. Now what are the properties of this glass? It possesses high melting point, fuses with difficulty, it is less reactive towards acids and alkalis and other solvents than ordinary glass. So it has better properties and it is a better quality glass as compared to soda glass. Now uses, it is costlier than soda glass and it is used for making chemical apparatus, combustion tubes, etc., which are used for heating operations. Now what is lead? Then the third type of glass is lead glass or flint glass. Now here, as the name indicates, you need it should have lead in it. So the raw materials here will be silica, lead oxide instead of calcium oxide. The approximate composition is K2O, PbO, 6SiO2. In properties, it is more expensive than ordinary lime glass. It is easier to shape and work with. It has low softening temperature than soda glass. It has high refractive index, and because of high refractive index it shines, and therefore it is used to make good quality tableware. It has excellent electrical properties. It is bright and lustrous. Lustrous means it shines. Now since it is shining, it is used for making high quality tableware, then it is used for making optical devices like lenses. It is used for making, since it is shining, neon sign tubes, cathode ray tubes, electrical insulators and an art object. Now since lead absorbs X-rays, therefore it is also used to make windows and shields to prevent a person from X-rays and gamma rays in medical and atomic energy fields respectively. So these are the important uses of lead glass or flint glass. Now thank you. So in this lecture I have just started the types of glasses. I will continue the types of glasses in the next lecture. Thank you for listening to this lecture. Thank you once again.